Hello everyone, welcome back to Bitcoin New York. Today is 8th of May, New York time 8 p.m. The daily charts and 3-day charts have been closed, so I would like to share to you guys about what I think about these charts and the current ongoings of cryptocurrencies. So, let's get into this. Today's title is, Where is the Bottom of Bitcoin? So, that is the title that we are going to be following through today. We're going to be going through Bitcoins, Ethereums, Cardanos, Zilicas, and Ripples. And I would like to get into the overall market cap at the end, so stay around, hit that subscribe button, and like this video, and hit that bell notifications for more of this weekly cryptocurrency videos. It's a little bit not too dark outside, not just yet. It's in the summertime, so today's fear and greed index is at 14. Yesterday was 13. So there is still a lot more selling power in the market right now, and I think it is a big opportunity to be buying into any of cryptocurrencies that you may necessarily not have any or much of. So let's get into Bitcoin first of all. This is the 3-day charts. The daily charts is looking as follows. Starting on a sell-off right now. It's been on a selling pattern for the last about 6 or 5 days. And around here at the candlesticks, just stuck on that trend line over there. So as I always say, this line is looking very strong on this pattern right here. This has been the trend since the time of Corona epidemic at 2018. And it's been in a little bit of rising pattern considering the sticks being smaller over here. And over here, let's look into this. It's about to make a selling pattern over here. But I think this trend line is taking its play in here and starting on a sell there. And on the daily charts, it's just on the trend line. So I think this bottom candlestick here, I think there is still a lot of buying power there. And this part is what people are saying over in New York here is people are considering there is going to be a dead cross on this EMA line. If this makes a EMA dead cross, there is going to be a big adjustments happening in the future if that happens. So let's head back over here to the dead crosses here. These 3 plus signs over here. This was in 2020, I think. And over here has... So after the dead cross has bounded and get back up in, and after all the people put in the money in there, just sold off on that coronavirus epidemic part. So I think this is kind of a regular situation, but yeah, after the dead cross, it just goes up again after that, usually. This is 2017, December. So over here it has dead crossed and just fell off after that. And after that, before that, these are the golden crosses, and after the golden crosses, just to follow the same pattern as it did before. This is a golden cross and a dead cross. So this is kind of the pattern since 2013 in the bull market over here. We are up at around over to this place. So as you can see here, you can see that this does make dead cross. Yeah, it just hasn't made a dead cross over here, but yeah, if that once that happened, it just made a little of highs there. So just because it's gonna make a dead cross, I don't think it's necessarily a sign of something that will happen considerately. But I think it's something to take into consideration that there are some patterns in those two situations, whereas to make a dead cross and a golden cross, and a situation that doesn't necessarily make any crosses. And over here, after it made a dead cross, it just goes up a little bit after that. So, and over here, it just made a dead cross and then went up to that dead cross point after that. So even if it makes a dead cross, I think if it will go eventually up to around here after that, around 42K. I think like closing on profits around those numbers would be pretty efficient in making profits. So this over here is at 45. 50 is EMA line. And this part this green part is going up. So looking in on this, it's a little bit up from the last day. So what I'm thinking is 16th is the day it will make a dead cross if this follows this pattern over here. So yeah, that is the situation that it is making right now. So it's just standing on that trend line and the two EMA lines coming together. The daily chart just started, so I think we'll have to keep a close eye on this. And looking at the 3-day charts over here, it's a little bit same as the daily charts over there. So I think over these two candlesticks that's about to touch the trend lines are one thing to take into consideration over here at the 30K line over there. So I think maybe there might be 2 or 1 more instances of candlesticks touching here before it goes up again. $32,340 I think is the pretty good resistance that they have over here. So probably hit those kinds of numbers before it goes up again. And yeah, as I say, I don't usually get into volumes in these videos, but today we have this volume charts. There is a very, very little volume over here. Usually when there is a big shift in the prices, there is like little spikes in volumes, as you can see over there. So that is the overall situation that the volume is taking place on the charts over here. So yeah, I think there is a lot of shorts sellers maybe. Recently there was I think maybe little bit of more of a short sellers in the recent months, but I think these levels over here is probably the lowest that it will go to in the next few days before going up again. And I think it's just gonna make a bouncing pattern for the near future. So, and this is the EMA line in the weekly charts over here. Let's get the EMA line lined up pretty nice there. Sorry, I don't know what I'm doing here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's this one. Yeah, the EMA line, looking at it weekly, is actually heading up a little bit. So it's maybe not necessarily a bearish market yet. So if the charts were to go through the EMA line, that would obviously mean it's heading into a different direction than what it is right now. So that is one point to look at it. As I say in the Fibonacci, this is what I've lined up right now. So lining it up like this, it's something to take into consideration. Yeah, those are the numbers that, like, as you can see over here. Yeah, that is the weekly charts over there. So let's get back into the daily charts over here. There is still a lot of percentages of volatility in this charts right now. So it's definitely not going to go through any lower than this over here. 30K, looking at it on a different time measures, it's a little bit different, but it's about 31K is the place that would be to be looking at for. Yeah, no, I think that's it for Bitcoin right now. So these two places are places to be checking out. Those two EMA lines are places to be checking out for. So keep in mind those two lines and how the charts is gonna take play regarding the trend line over there. I think the 16th of this month, probably around next Monday, is probably the place to be looking out on this charts for. And over here, if it goes around here in before the 16th, so that won't be making any crosses if that happens, I think. 41K. So in the next 2 weeks, I think it will fluctuate around here. And if it were to go on top of that 41K, that would mean this is probably the same pattern as 2013 taking place over there, where the EMA line doesn't make any crosses and kind of fade away from each other. And the next one is this trend line, whether that is going to take place or not. And getting into Ethereum's and Tether US dollars, it's still in this triangular line as far as I can tell. So that is the kind of pattern that it's following in this individual pattern over here. And this kind of depends on how you line it up. Some people said that the charts have been through the triangular pattern over here. I think it's a matter of how you line it up. But right now, I don't think you should think much about it until it makes new movements. Either if it's gonna go bottom through the charts or through the roof of that triangular pattern. And this is the 3D charts here. This is starting on the sell-off here. It might go through this bottom line after that, but still there is a EMA line that's closing in, so I don't think it's much of a problem for us right now necessarily. So I think this is interesting thing to be considering on Ethereum's. And this is, I think it actually takes a little bit of time before that EMA line takes into play over here. So there is no dead cross happening in this, or any golden crosses happening in this individual charts over here, by the way. So I think it's a little bit more lighter, so say, than the Bitcoin. Yeah. And if it goes through that, yeah, the top price that it could be hitting is at 10K or over at that top over there. 10K and 860. Yeah, a lot of place to grow actually, but that you'd be pretty optimistic to be really going for those numbers. And in Bitcoin's back over here, it's about 156K over there. So that is the pretty optimistic view on the growth of Bitcoins over here. Yeah, there's a lot more way to growth, I personally think, since it's been on a rising pattern on the long term. And Ethereum's and Bitcoins over here, I've actually lined up some Fibonacci's in the weekly charts over here. So yeah, it's about over here actually, sorry. And right now it's about, it's at about 82K and 350 and 775K and 46. I think those two numbers are going to be fluctuating through. It's about to make a golden cross over here, so I think it's a pretty strong pattern that it is making over here. So it is a lot of volume over here, by the way. So people buy. So I think people are buying Bitcoins and probably trading to Ethereums from there. So there is a lot of volume over here since around summer of last year. So there is no volume at 2017, but it is looking pretty good on the volume part. So I think there is going to be a lot more place to growth on the near future. The last high was at 152K over there. Probably going for the autumn high in the near future. So the Fibonacci, I can line it up all I want, but it's just a matter of time until the situation changes and all those like future numbers will change. So yeah, looking at it on the weekly charts, there is more of a movement on making a golden cross over here. So yeah, just keep at it for those of you guys that are interested. And in Cardanos over here and US dollars, this is the 3-day charts over here. It is on the EMA line over here. I think it will make a little bit more time on the adjustments over here. $1.50, $1.90, $1.20 and $1.90 is the range that it's moving in through. And on the weekly charts, it's pretty much the same over here. It's just fluctuating around here. For those of you that are considering buying into it in the future, it's on a selling pattern over here. But I think for now, it's a little bit of a hard decision to be making right now because it could go both ways, considering the candlesticks that are kind of sticking out since around February, I think. So if the green EMA line kind of closes in a little more, I think there will be more place to grow. So maybe hold off on any orders that would be my personal decision that I would be making if I was in that position. And there is a lot of resistance on that $1.20 over there. So until that green EMA line hits the $1.20 range, I think that would be, if you were to buy in that instance, that would be pretty solid. But I think it's a matter of kind of a waiting game for now. For those of you, I think that those of you have had Cardano's before and held on to it, I think y'all are making pretty good profits on this right now. And Cardano's and Bitcoins, I think it's actually made a golden cross. Yeah, it has. So from now, I think it's gonna maybe make a little bit of a sell-off and makes a little bit of adjustments, I think. And the 3-day RSI is kind of facing bottom. So I think there might be a little bit more time into this certain pair over here. And the weekly charts over here is kind of facing bottom there. And Cardano's, for those of you that had it since last year, yeah, it's actually going pretty crazy in the Bitcoin pair over here. And it still haven't made any autumn highs yet. So until that happens, I think there is a lot more chance to grow over here. In as you can see over here, that's a huge candlestick happening right now. And that's in just a week. So in a week, about 180%, actually 80% growth, I think. So considering the strength of this certain pair, that it could grow 80% in just 1 week, I think there is a lot more growth that you could be investing into if you're really interested in this sort of growth spans. And in Bitcoin Cash, in tethered US dollars, over here, let's get this watch list out of the way. And the last highs over here is in 2018 over there, and over here it's hit that again. It's kind of in the golden pocket over there. And if it goes through that green EMA line, I think it's a very good chance to buy into it, considering all of the elements on this Bitcoin Cash. Even on the daily RSIs, let me get this trend line set over here. It's mostly at the bottom over here. And I think it will hit that bottom trend line over here. But yeah, the 3D charts are looking very different from that, a little bit higher. But it's pretty much at a low place over there. This is the RSI since 2019, so I think it's pretty solid to be making decisions based on. So yeah, it's a little bit like that. Maybe if it goes through the trend line again to the top, I think that would be a pretty solid place. But you do what you want. And the 4-hour charts, looking at it on a smaller charts over here. Let's check this out. Yeah, it might actually hit that 140, 150 around that place. Bitcoin Cash is kind of a lower volume, so say, than the Bitcoin counterpart. So there is a lot of a fluctuation and sudden movements in this chart. So I think it's actually a pretty good midterm to long-term investment. Personally, I think it's pretty good. I actually bought into this pretty much a while ago. And over here, it's at 499, 500. And it's a little bit of, there is a little bit of a resistance over there. So over here. So yeah, just get into it a little bit by little. And Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoins over here. And it's a little bit of the same, actually. And it's a little bit on the top of the golden pocket. So it's, kind of, I might fluctuate around there for a little while. And our size are kind of like this, kind of facing a little bit bottom at the middle over there. And I think it's actually looking at pretty good lining this trend line out. I think it's a good idea to buy into it in Bitcoins right now. I think it's at a pretty good place, but let me check this out. Over here on this 0.5 line over there. Yeah, I think that place would be a good place to be making orders. I think there is going to be taking a little bit more time in that, but I think it's a pretty good investment for those of you looking into good coins. And the weekly charts are just on top of that EMA line over there. And yeah, it's actually looking not too bad. So the next highs is probably gonna be over here in 4.236, or I think it will hit at around 2.272 and then bounce back and bounce up again after that. So for those of you that are looking into making profits, maybe a midterm, I think that those are places to be pretty good to be getting into. And this is pretty volume, which is very, very low right now since it started in 2018, 2017. And the next is Zilliqa in dollars. I don't know if you already have it, or considering it for the guy that you requested this, but let's get the daily charts here first of all. The volume's looking pretty spiky over there, and the buying prices I would probably say about 10 cents. Yeah, and maybe 9 cents or 10 cents for those of you that are considering on this currency over here. I don't think it's necessarily gonna touch that long stick at around 8 cents again. So probably 9 to 10 cents would be a solid place to be making orders. And in the 3-day charts over here, it's already make a golden cross over there. So I think it's gonna be on that rising pattern for a little more while. It's in a kind of adjustments at that bottom of the EMA line there. And I think it's gonna fluctuate around a little bit and before making another running runs to the probably at around 0.26 cents or 26 cents. And I think the MACDs are at the bottom. RSIs are looking pretty steady over here. Yeah, it's actually pretty good over here. I think it's at about 60 around, actually. Yeah, a lot of people over here look into Zilliqas as a potential investments. Yeah, the RSIs are looking solid over here, so yeah, just get into it little by little and keep checking out the charts, adapt to the situation that it's making. And yeah, MACDs are looking actually looking pretty good, I think, over here. Kind of over here, it's if that makes a golden cross, I think that would be pretty beneficial for the potential buyers in this cryptocurrency. I think there is a lot of potential return ROIs in this case over here, and the weekly charts is still on the EMA line, so I think it's gonna take a little bit more time. But for those of you that have it, I don't know how high this will go, but it kind of depends on the MACD since the RSI is pretty solid over here. So I think it's gonna take a little bit more time in kind of figuring out what the situation is and how this chart is going to take place. Yeah, the Fibonacci's are looking, kind of says it all. The next high would probably be 1.618 or 1.414, probably around those lines considering the volumes. And I think maybe 2.2 is actually pretty easy to be getting into, since this is still a young cryptocurrency. 962 or 2.272 over there. If that Zilliqa hit that place, that would be pretty good. And this is in Bitcoins, by the way. So yeah, I think dollars, I think in all dollars, it's already made its autumn high. So as long as it goes through that cup over here, after that is pretty good. So looking at on the long term, it's just like a big adjustments or fluctuation period right now. So it's a matter of goes through that cup or not. And in ripples in US dollars, it's made a golden cross on the weekly charts over here. And over here in 2017 made a dead cross. And it just made a golden cross over here. I think it's first time in like 4 or 5 years. So I think it's gonna make a next run after this. And as I said on Twitter before, I've talked to you about on Spaces on Twitter, and this is actually a pretty hot crypto for those of you that are interested in the next hot stuff. And I think maybe you should buy it around here in the last episode, but actually it kind of depends on Bitcoin, as I can say right now, at 74 cents over here. maybe a limit order at 74 is a pretty solid deal over there, considering the potential ROIs in Ripple over here. I think as soon as Bitcoin kind of settles down, I think Ripple is gonna follow after that. So, and Ripples and Bitcoins over here. Yeah, I think a lot of people are considering this pair over here. Looking at the charts, this is the 3D charts over here, and all of this is kind of on the EMA line, right on top of the EMA line over here. So even the RSIs are not per se perfect, but it's kind of on a trend line over there. So yeah, it's kind of on a rising pattern here, kind of fluctuate at sideways and hit that line and go up again. So I think it's actually a pretty good deal over here. And the next thing over here is a 2018 bubble. Yeah, that after that, not much of a volume, but recently it's kind of a lot of volume over here. A lot of people are like kind of getting into it. I think a lot more cash flowing in the market right now. So yeah, I think there is a lot of potential growth in this. For those of you considering in buying it in Bitcoins, probably 2656. I think that's a pretty good place to get into. Let me get this lined up over here. Probably 2,586 at 0.618 and 0.786 are probably the places to be getting into. That would be pretty solid. And I think it's just gonna hit that market high again in the near future. So just look into it closely. And right now it's at about probably, I would say, 2.618 and 3.618. It would be the number that it would be probably hitting in the near future. But for sure it will hit that market high again. Like it just has to, looking at all the other charts that kind of follow this. I said on the video the other day, but this 7741 over here at 2.272 over here, check out all the orders that's being made on those numbers, and you will kind of see how it's kind of the future of that Ripple currency. And the market cap Bitcoin dominance over here, yeah, it's been on a low for the last 2 weeks and starting on a little bit of a rise there, and it's kind of it's just way too low for right now to make any decisions on this. And over here, it's actually made a golden cross over here, but yeah, it's a golden cross. So it's made a golden cross over there, and then kind of falling down over there with big selling volumes there. I mean, some people try to make some profits on this, but RIP to those guys. And even if this goes up, it's at 46 right now, so actually 42 right now. The next number is 46, so there's not much volume over there. So if it makes a double bottom and it goes up again, the EMA line's heading way too fast to the bottom, so it's kind of a hard place to be in right now. And in Ethers and Bitcoins is getting pretty higher, so yeah, those, keep an eye out for those currencies. Yeah, I think this is all for today, and yeah, it's pretty dark out now, so I think it's gonna give me bed soon. And as I've been saying on Twitter, just give me a reply and I'll check out that currency in the near episode. I've been doing spaces for recently, so usually when I'm in the spaces, I usually check out the charts while I'm doing it, and I can't say much about that, but I can't really share any screens on the spaces. But usually I usually just check out as I am reading out the charts to you guys during the spaces live. So yeah, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram. Have a great night. Follow, like, and subscribe for more. Thanks, guys.